What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Where y'all been? I missed you. Oh, it's been me. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I had to take a little trip to Costa Rica this past weekend, but we are back at it here with Real Talk. And tonight, I want to talk about how to confront the brutal facts. Sometimes, in order to go forward, you got to be able to have some tough conversations about stuff that's not working. Have you ever been in a place where stuff is not working in your life? And you got to take a real hard look at yourself, at your business, at your situation, and say, what is going on? Watch this. I believe it was Jay-Z that said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Sometimes you got to take a real hard look at why stuff is not working. That's what we're doing tonight. What's up, Roz? What's up, Prophet? How you doing? Hello, Susie. How you doing? Good to see you, Janice. Tina, what's happening? Hey, Lashika. Kato, what's up, baby? Tiffany, thank you for being on tonight. Our moderator, Tiffany Williams. Give it up for everybody. Tiffany Williams in the house. She's such a big help. She puts all the notes and stuff in there for you guys. And she also blocks crazy people. So don't be crazy. Be nice. Be nice. So good to see each and every one of y'all on tonight. Like I said, Rhonda and I just got back from Costa Rica. We did a certification as married couple counselors. We learned how to help people through sex education certification. So really learned a lot. We share a lot of that on our Naked and Unashamed SLS podcast on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed as married couples, go check that out. But tonight, somebody say tonight, I want to finish up on our conversation we've been having about how to move from good to great. Listen, does anybody desire to improve your business, your ministry, your life? How many of y'all are ready to move from good to great? The sad part is that some people can't be great because good won't let them go. Good is the enemy of great. It takes intentionality for us to move from good to great. And that's what we want to talk about tonight. If you haven't heard my last couple of weeks, we've been talking about, we blew the dust off of that old classic From Good to Great by Jim Collins. Thank you, Mr. Collins, for that wonderful classic book on how businesses move from good to great. And Sandy, what I discovered is in his book, when I blew the dust off, is that you need level 5 leaders. You need people who just don't want to see themselves do better. They want their team to do better. They're team players. They have skill set. They have will set. Then you got to make sure you got the right people on the right seat on the right bus. It's the who, then what. But tonight we want to talk about asking the right questions, have the right thought patterns. You got to have the right thought. In order to move from good to great, you have to have the right thought process. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. If you want to learn how to have those hard conversations to move from good to great, somebody put some fire in the chat. Tap the screen, TikTok. Tap the screen, TikTok. Tap the screen, Facebook. Let me know that you want to move from good to great. I just need to see if y'all still breathing. Is anybody on TikTok? Tap the screen for me and let me know you're on here tonight. I just want to see if you're alive. Blink if you're alive. Tap the screen. Yeah, we want to move from good to great. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. There's a scripture I want to read just to give us something to think about as we talk about confronting the brutal facts. That's what we're talking about tonight, confronting the brutal facts. Here we go. It says in First Samuel, or was it Second Samuel? Hold on. First Samuel chapter 30. Some of y'all have heard me share this before, but it bears repeating tonight. Listen to this. 3 days later, when David and his men arrived home at their town of Ziklag, they found that the Amalekites had made a raid into the Negev and Ziklag. They had crushed Ziklag and burned it to the ground. They had carried off the women and children and everyone else without killing anyone. And when David and his men saw the ruins and realized what had happened to their families, they wept until they could not weep anymore. David's 2 wives, Ahinoam and Jezreel, and Abigail, the widow of Nabal from Carmel, were among those captured. And David was now in great danger because, watch this, all of his men were very bitter about losing their sons and daughters, and they began to talk about stoning David, killing David. But David found strength in the Lord. And then he said to Abiathar the priest, bring me the ephod. So Abiathar brought it. Then David asked the Lord, shall I chase after this band of raiders? Will I catch them? And the Lord told him, yes, go after them. You will surely recover everything that was taken from you. I wonder tonight, has anybody lost something and wonder how you were going to get it back? Have you ever been in a season where you were winning and then you went into a season where you were losing? You're so accustomed to winning, so accustomed to success, and then you come into this season where it's devastating because of what you experienced, the loss that you've experienced. I don't know about you, but if you live long enough, you're going to have some losses that follow some big wins. And how you press through that determines, watch this, whether or not you're able to move from good to great. Somebody put a thumbs up if you're in that season where you're trying to bounce back from a loss. As a matter of fact, somebody type in the comments, last time I took a loss, but I'm about to bounce back. Somebody type, I'm bouncing back. I'm bouncing back. That's what we're talking about tonight. I want to help you, Evelyn, to bounce back from the losses that you've experienced in life. I was on my airplane back from Costa Rica, and I catch up on my movies when I'm on the airplane. And so one of the movies I watched was Aquaman. Don't call me corny, don't judge me. But that Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom, it's pretty dope. Aquaman is talking to his daddy about the challenges of leadership. He's the king of Atlantis, and he's a reluctant king. He doesn't like it. He's a free spirit, and he tells his daddy that it's kind of hard with all the challenges that come with leadership. And his daddy tells him this. He says, as a leader, you have to live with the wins and the losses, and sometimes courage is just about having enough strength not to give up when you lose. I'm going to say that again. As a leader, you are going to have to learn how to live with your wins and your losses. And sometimes courage is just the ability to keep getting up without giving up. Have y'all ever had a season where your business or your ministry or your relationships took a big loss or a series of losses? Am I talking to anybody? If y'all are all winners tonight, I might be talking to the wrong crowd. I want to talk to some people who are struggling with the fact that my business ain't doing as good as it used to do. My ministry's not thriving like it used to thrive. My relationships are challenged right now. I am in a season where I have lost some things. And the only way to back bounce from a loss is to confront the brutal facts. Let me just talk plain to you tonight. Sometimes you got to ask yourself questions. Why did this happen? Was it me or was it them? Was there something I could have done better? Am I using the right strategy? Am I doing the right thing, Legine? Am I doing the right thing? Was it me? Why am I losing right now? And great teams and great leaders are not afraid to confront the brutal facts. Because watch this, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Kimberly, you've lost a lot in 2024. Well, baby, it's time to get it back. It's time to get it back. Somebody say it's time to get it back. The first part of moving from good to great was about making sure you had disciplined people on your team. Everybody type in the comments, disciplined people. In order to move from good to great, you've got to have disciplined people. Listen, before we go any further, I see a lot of people missing. I need y'all to do me a favor and share this stream on your live, share this live on your page real quick. Do me a favor. Let's invite some more people to this conversation tonight. So everybody on Facebook, share this on your Facebook page. Everybody on TikTok, share this live stream with your friends right now. If you're on YouTube, share. If you're on LinkedIn, share. Come on, come on. Don't be greedy. Give to the needy. Let's share. Let's get back to it. So the first part of moving to good to great is what? You got to have the right people. Somebody type in the comments, you got to have the right people. Disciplined people. You got to have level 5 leaders. You've got to ask who before you ask what. Because if you answer the question of what without the who, you're not going to be able to move without the right team. The second part of moving from good to great It's disciplined thought. Somebody type in the comments, disciplined thought. I've got disciplined people, but now I need disciplined thought. The truth of the matter is, watch this. I got to keep it 100 with you. The truth of the matter is, you can have the right team and still lose. Am I right about it? Can somebody agree with me that you can have the right people and still lose? Because if you don't have disciplined thought, you could lose even if you got disciplined people. David had some of the most skilled warriors in biblical history. David's men were so bad they could hurl a slingshot with both hands, the left and the right. They were ambidextrous. They could hit something in a hair's breadth with either hand. They were so bad that one of his soldiers fought a lion in a snowy pit on a winter's day. Another one killed about 300 men by himself, and at the end of it, his sword was frozen to his hand. David had some bad men. In this text I'm reading to you tonight, he had 600 men. This is before David became king. He had 600 men living in the wilderness, and how he survived is they went from village to village, raiding enemy villages and decimating villages and killing everything in sight. But you got to be careful, because what you put in the atmosphere can come back to you. And so when David and them come back home from a raiding party, they come back home to discover they've been raided. My. Somebody missed what I just said. Sometimes our business practices come back to bite us. And David had been successful in deceiving the Philistines, acting like he was working for them, but he was really raiding them. And then David got raided. And they took all of his wives, all of their children, all of them gone. The village burnt down. And David's men were so distraught, they wept until they had no strength left. And they were talking about how they were going to kill their leader. Isn't it amazing that when you're a leader of something, you're in charge of something, everybody applauds you when you're doing good. But the moment you take an L, people are ready to take your head off. That's what comes with being a leader, right? You have to take the good press and live with the bad press. They were going to kill David. The same men that followed David victory after victory were so grief-stricken that they talked about stoning David to death. David had to confront the bitter reality that all of his wives and children were gone. Their homes were gone. His men were talking about killing him. He could either give up or get up. Can somebody type in the comments right now that you have a choice tonight to give up or get up? Somebody type in the comment what you gonna do. What you gonna do? You gonna give up or you gonna get up? I need you to speak it right now. I need you to let the devil know I did not come on here tonight to give up. I'm about to get up. If there's somebody in this chat tonight that is determined to get up and get your stuff back, somebody say, I ain't giving up, I'm getting up. Come on, talk to me tonight. I need to see where y'all at. Where y'all at? Talk to me. Where are my fighters at? Where are my soldiers at? Where are my faith-filled people at tonight? Is there anybody in here tonight that's saying, I'm about to get back up? Last night I took an L, but tonight I bounced back. I'm about to get back up. Watch this. Companies cannot make great decisions without first confronting reality. When leaders manufacture their own reality instead of acknowledging the brutal facts, they create a recipe for mediocrity or worse. Let me say that in another way. Some of us are delusional because we will not look at the brutal facts. You keep spending money, but you don't have any money in the bank. You keep doing the same strategy over and over, expecting that something's going to break. When in actuality, you need to go look at the numbers, look at the brutal facts. Why is this not working? When you start with an honest effort to determine the truth of a situation, the right decisions often become self-evident. But some of us, oh my God, some of us don't want to look at the brutal facts because they're ugly. Some of us don't want to look at ourselves because we're going to have to tell the truth that we had some complicity in the failure of this thing. And it's okay. You cannot be great and not fail. I'm going to say that one more time. You cannot be great and have fear of failure. Michael Jordan failed so many times before he won his championships. It was in his failure that he became great. And some of us are going to have to take a good look at the brutal facts. Are y'all ready to look at them tonight? I'm going to give you three things and I'm going to leave you alone. Are you ready? All right, here we go. The first thing you have to do, according to Jim Collins in his book, Good to Great, is that you got to lead with questions, not answers. Somebody type in the comments, you have to lead with questions, not answers. Because as a leader, especially after you failed, the worst thing to do is to show up and act like you know it all. You got to ask yourself some hard questions. You got to ask your people some hard questions. Not answers, questions. You learn more. Watch this. You learn more from questions than you do pretending like you know everything. Can somebody admit right now, I don't know everything? I have a doctorate degree. I've been to school a whole lot. I've read a lot of books, but I don't know everything. It's okay to say, I don't know everything, and to ask questions. Watch this. David had to ask God a question because he couldn't ask his men because they were grief stricken and they were talking about killing him. But David asked God an important question. He said, shall I pursue them? That's a good question, because you're going to have to be brutal and say, do I have enough resources to do this? Do I have enough people power to do this? Do I have enough morale left to do this? They're talking about killing me, God. Do I have enough people left with me to actually give this another try? And here's what God's reply is to David. He says, yes, go pursue them. You shall surely overtake them. Y'all, before you ask anybody anything, make sure you ask God. Can somebody type in the comments? Make sure you ask God first. David, if the situations were better, he might have had a meeting with his counsel or with his elders or with his top generals, but they were not in position. But in healthier circumstances, David should have gotten counsel from his team. Proverbs 15:22 says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Do y'all want to know why some of y'all have failed? Because you ain't talked to nobody with good sense. You got to go and seek out some wise counsel so your plans can succeed. Without wise counsel, your plans are doomed for failure. You can't make decisions in an echo chamber. When you talk to yourself, you're making decisions in an echo chamber. It sounds good because nobody's giving you any pushback. But when you go and get counsel, sometimes people are going to tell you things that you might not want to hear, but need to hear. Can somebody type in the comments, I need wise counsel. I need somebody to give me another perspective. I need somebody to push back on my ideas. I need somebody to give me their honest perspective, because I can't afford to make decisions by myself. Watch this, especially after I just experienced failure. It's okay to fail as long as you pick something up while you're down there. Can I say that again? That's from John Maxwell. It's all right to fall down, to fail, as long as you pick something up down there. How do I pick something up? You pick something up by learning from wise counsel. You got to ask questions. Y'all good? Y'all ready for number two? Number two, you got to engage in dialogue and debate, not coercion. You've got to engage in dialogue and debate, not coercion. Are y'all with me? Let me put that on the screen. Thank you, Tiff. Whoop, there it is. You have to watch this. It won't come up on the screen. Okay, there it goes. You have to engage in dialogue and debate, not coercion. Did y'all know that when you use punishment or reward, that's coercion? I want people to help me, not because they feel like they have to, but because they want to. And watch this, and because they believe in what I'm doing. If you have to continue to reward or to threaten people with punishment, you got to ask yourself a question: are they really with me for the right reason? Because where I'm getting ready to go, I got to have the people who have the skill set and the will set, and they're not with me just because of a paycheck. Now, you got to pay people right. You got to pay people right. You got to value the people that are with you, but you got to make sure that you engage in dialogue and debate and give them an opportunity to join you for the right reason. Watch this. David, when he had dialogue with his men, he had 600, right? David had 600 men, but 200 of them were too tired to go fight with him. Can y'all help me real quick? If you're getting ready to go fight and the fight of your life and go get your family back, and it's a life or death situation, do you want people to go with you that are half-hearted or full-hearted? Do you want people to go with you because they have to or because they want to? Do you want people to go with you that are healthy and strong enough to go, or people who are faking it and they're hiding the fact that they're too tired to go with you? The only way to find that out is through dialogue and debate, not coercion. Watch this. They did David a favor by saying, we're too tired, we can't go with you. Are y'all with me tonight? Crystal, I don't want to go out to battle with people who ain't got nothing left in the tank. Tell me now. Somebody type in the comments, tell me now. Tell me now that you're not gonna rock with me if times get tough. Tell me now if you're not feeling this no more. Tell me now if you're drained because of all the battles we've been through. It's nothing personal. I still love you. It's cool, but tell me, yo, I can't go no more. I'm too tired. All right, you stay here and let us go fight, but don't go with me pretending like you with me and then get out there and quit in the middle of the battle. Let me know now so I can make my adjustments. Let me know now so I can make my adjustments. It's okay. Tell me right now. Somebody tap the screen if you're in a season where you don't need fickle people. You don't need people half-hearted. I need people who are locked in. I need people who are ride or die. If you're not feeling it, if you don't get the vision, if you're not locked in, just let me know. Let me know right now. No hard feelings, but I cannot go from good to great, especially after this hit we just took, especially after this failure I just experienced. Please don't fake the funk. Let me know. Let me know. Tell me now. Am I helping anybody right now? Y'all, sometimes, oh my God, sometimes less is more. Y'all been dependent on people who've been acting like they with you. And then when the time gets tough, they flake out on you and it hurts you more than you helped you. When if you had a sincere dialogue with them to uncover their heart, you would have discovered they already quit on you. Come on, somebody. I'm trying to help y'all tonight, man. When you have dialogue and debate, you might discover that everyone can't go with you, but I'd rather know now before I go any further, because I'm going to get everything back the devil stole from me. Can somebody help me get happy tonight and say, I'm about to go get it all back? Last night I took an L, but today I'm bouncing back. And if that means I got to go with fewer people, then I'm going to go with fewer people. If that means I got to do it on less of a budget, I'll do it on less of a budget. But let me confront the brutal facts. Let me have a dialogue. Show me what I got, God. Show me what I really got. And then, Lord, if you spoke to me and said that you're going to give it to me, God, you're going to give it to me whether I got 600 or 400. Can somebody talk to me up in here? Y'all don't know. God is able to win with a whole bunch, or God is able to win with just a few. All I need is just some real ones. I have no time for fake ones. I just want to sip juice with the real ones. And I need some folk with me in this season who are locked in. But the only way to discover that, family, is that you got to have a serious dialogue and debate. It's okay to push back. Let's get it all out right now. Let's argue. Let's fuss. Let's have a team only meeting. Do whatever we got to do. But when we get ready to go on the battlefield, I only want the people who are sure enough about it. Don't come in here faking. I need some real ones. Watch this. Number 3. Y'all ready for number 3? Here go number 3. When mistakes happen, conduct Conduct autopsies without blame. When mistakes happen, conduct autopsies without blame. It ain't personal, it's business. Why did it not work? Why didn't the event work? Why was it a flop? Why did we lose the game? Let's go back and look at film. Let's go back and look at the autopsy. Let's do a survey. Let's get some feedback from our customers. Why did it suck? What happened? Why did we lose? That's what good teams do. They go back and they look at the film. They do an autopsy to see why did it not work. I remember when Coca-Cola years ago, y'all remember when Coca-Cola changed the flavor of the drink? Y'all remember that? I don't know if it was in the 90s, but they came out with some new Coke. That stuff sucked. And they did a poll. They lost millions of dollars. And what they realized, Coca-Cola, is that they changed the recipe. We love the original. Wasn't nothing wrong with original Coke. Y'all messing up. You change the recipe. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the reason something ain't working in your life is because somewhere along the way you change your recipe. You lost your DNA. You lost sight of what it was, of who you are. Yeah, I don't know. You cannot change fundamentally who you are and expect for your customers not to notice that you've lost something. Go back and do an autopsy and see what changed. What do we do wrong? What do we leave out of the recipe? See, sometimes when you get successful, you tend to skip steps that made you successful. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? When mistakes happen, do an autopsy without blame and say, what happened? Why are people not showing up like they used to? Why is the product not selling? What's going on? You must do an autopsy to see what happened, what caused this death. An autopsy is done to determine the cause of death, not what people say the death was caused by. Because some people can commit murder and make it look like it was accidental. And some of y'all have been accidentally succeeding. And you don't even know why you do what you do, but an autopsy will reveal what actually caused the death in the first place. You must look at you must confront the brutal facts. Our customer service sucked. We haven't been getting the food out on time. We haven't been as creative as we used to be. We have not been engaging our clientele. The product, the quality of the product has been diminished. We must take an autopsy to see what has caused this not to work. You got to do an autopsy of your relationship. Were you really present? Were you emotionally available for your spouse? Were you the husband that you needed to be? Were you the wife that you need to be? Can you look at yourself with your children? Am I spending time with my children or just spending money spoiling my kids? What is it that caused us to get to this place? That's what great people do. They go back and look at and they take autopsies of the situation to confront the brutal facts. Are y'all ready for the last one? And I'll let y'all go on back to your business. The last one is this. You got to build red flag mechanisms to gather critical feedback. You got to build red flag mechanisms to gather critical feedback. Y'all know what a red flag is. Y'all watch football? Anybody watch NFL? What do the referees, what does a coach do when he wants to challenge a call? He throws a red flag. Y'all ever seen football when the coach, when they make a bad call and the coach he throws a red flag to say, I don't believe that call is correct. And they got to go back to review the call they just made. Do your people on your team have permission to throw a red flag on your table? Do people in your ministry, in your business, in your life have your permission to throw a red flag when something don't seem right? Somebody say yes, they do, or somebody say no, they don't. I want to take a poll real quick. How many of y'all as bosses, supervisors, parents have given permission to the people on your team to throw red flags? Put a red flag up if you have a culture of allowing people to throw red flags. Huh? You need some people. If you're going to be great, you cannot have a bunch of yes people around you just telling you what you want to hear. Oh yeah, boss, that's a great idea. Oh, that's good. I like it. Knowing doggone well that the idea sucked or it's not going to be as effective as it could be. Now you can give your red flags without being disrespectful. It can happen. It needs to happen. You need to have some people in your life who can push back on your ideas, especially when they're not well thought out. Are y'all listening to me tonight? Huh? Crystal says, no, they look at it as a pushback. Crystal, pushbacks are good if you got the right people. Watch, come here, y'all. Come in my room. I ain't done with y'all. I ain't done with y'all. Come back in here. Listen, what did I say? The first thing you need to move from good to great, you need what? The right people. Disciplined people can handle pushback. Strong leaders can handle pushback because watch this. If I got the right people around the table, that means I trust your input. I trust your intelligence. I didn't bring you here just to drool at the mouth and sit around the table and say, yeah, sound good, boss. I need some people who are as smart or smarter than me around my table. I don't know who you got around your table, but I need some folk who can have some good feedback, and I need that. So here's how you build it. Here's how you do it in a practical sense. I'm gonna let you go. Number one, ask for the flag. At the end of critical discussions, ask people for their gut reaction to the decision you just made. What do y'all think about it? Y'all think this is a good idea? Should we have the service at this time? What do y'all think about this product? What do you think about the launch date? What do you think about the quality of the product? I told my staff today that Barry Gordy, the head of Motown, the way he produced records was he got everybody in the room to collaborate. And then after they put the record on wax, they come into the room and they would ask this question. If you only had $5 left, would you purchase this record or go buy a sandwich? If the people in the room did not have a majority consensus to say I would go buy this record, they would go back and start over. That record would not leave the room until everybody thought the quality was good enough. When you as a leader make a decision, do you give people permission to give you their gut reaction to what it is you just decided? That's how you move from good to great. Watch this. Number two, hand out flags. Take a page out of Anita Roddick's book. The Body Shop founder would give all employees 10 red envelopes. And if they had a concern, they could write a letter and hand the red envelope to a member of the board. The board would address items at the top of their meetings. Do y'all give people permission to give you red envelopes of their concerns? Some of us are so fragile that any kind of feedback feels like an attack. As a leader, you got to check your own insecurities, your own ego at the door. If you want strong leaders around you, you got to be strong enough to get feedback. Are y'all with me? Watch this. You got to hire diverse thinkers. One sure way to get different viewpoints is to hire people who aren't made from your mold. You got to create an external advisory board. Pull together a group of external advisors who will give you the straight goods on your ideas. Get an external group of people who are going to tell you the truth about your situation. Listen to your own intuition. Listen to your own intuition. God has given you the Holy Spirit for a reason so you can know what decisions to make. Can I go back to David's story and we're closing it out? When David left his 200 men that were too tired to fight, he took the 400. And as they were advancing down the road, they found an Ethiopian man who was laying by the road half dead. Somebody type half dead. Half dead. And David had enough compassion. Oh my, David, after his loss, still had enough compassion to help somebody who was half dead. I'm preaching and y'all don't even know it. Some of y'all have experienced loss and you're so caught up in your own loss that you haven't had enough compassion for people you stumbled across who were half dead. David had enough compassion after losing his wife and children to stop and feed this Ethiopian, nurse him back to health. He said, "Who are you?" He says, "I am an Ethiopian slave and I grew sick and my master left me for dead." Watch this. After we raided Ziklag. At that point, David had realized that God had blessed him. God had blessed him with somebody who was part of the raiding party. And David asked him a question. He did an autopsy. He said, "Can you tell me how to go get my stuff back? Can you tell me where they are?" And the man said, "I'll tell you where they are if you promise not to kill me or give me back to my master." David shook his hand and said, "Bet." Watch this. Here's the lesson. David stopped and had compassion, even in the midst of his loss, to help somebody who needed his help, even though he might not have felt like helping them. Can somebody help me right now and tap the screen 3 times if you're feeling me in the spirit? That sometimes when you're losing yourself, if you can find it within yourself, find enough Holy Spirit in you to help somebody else who's doing worse than you, even when you're experiencing your own losses, that's where the blessing comes in. I'm taking somebody higher right now. Somebody has lost something, somebody has experienced loss, but God is saying, can you still show up and show compassion and help somebody even when you losing yourself? Y'all better help me preach in here tonight. Somebody needs to understand that God has you on the right path, but he's also going to test you by putting people in your path that need your help, even when you feel like you're helpless. Oh, when David helped this man, the man took him to where his family was. And when they looked down into the valley, they saw the men that had stolen his wife and children. They were laughing, they were partying, they were playing music, and David and his men fought them folk all night. They didn't let anybody escape. They whooped them and they took back all of their stuff and some. And when they got all of the resources and they recovered everything that they lost, watch this, they went back home to the men they left at the ravine. There were 200 men that were too weak to fight. Y'all remember them? There was 200 men that were too weak to fight. And the ones that went to fight said, don't give them anything because they didn't go fight with us. But here's what David said as a great leader. He said, we ain't going to do that in Israel. That's not how we do it. He said, God gave us this stuff back. God gave us the power to go get our stuff back. And so the same thing that we got, we're going to give those who were too weak to go and fight with us. Can I help somebody? When God gives it back to you, God's going to test you to see, can you give back what I gave back to you? Can you bless people? Watch this, that people were too weak to go fight with you. Because watch this, the New Testament tells us that those who are strong should bear up those who are weak in the faith. There's going to be times when somebody's going to have to bring you some provision back because you were too weak to go fight. Have you ever had a season where you were too weak to fight for yourself, but somebody had enough compassion to come and share what the Lord blessed with them? Well, this is your season to bless somebody else, because God is about to put you in position to get back everything that the enemy stole from you, but he's going to test you to see, do you have enough capacity and enough bandwidth to help people who need your help, even when you are in a helpless situation yourself? Somebody put some fire in the chat if you're going to get it back. Somebody put some fire in the chat if you feel I'm closer now than I've ever been before. Somebody put some fire in the chat if you took a loss, but you feel like this is my season to get it back. I want to stop by tonight to tell somebody that when you confront the brutal facts, when you go and do an autopsy, when you ask questions and not coerce people, you are going to discover what you need to go get back everything the devil stole from you. And now it's time to go get it back. Somebody say, I'm on my way back. I'm on my way back. I'm on my way back to the top of my business. I'm on the way back with a healthy and vibrant ministry. I'm on my way back with a healthy marriage. I'm on my way back with a healthy new business. I'm on my way back from bankruptcy. I'm on my way back from divorce court. I'm on my way back from a bad diagnosis at the doctor. I took a L, but tonight I bounced back. Come on, somebody. Tap the screen 3 times. TikTok, tap the screen, Facebook. Give me some hearts tonight. Put some fire in the chat, YouTube. And somebody say, I'm about to get it back. Yay, God. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Whew. Listen, before I close us out in prayer, any burning questions that came up while I was talking, I'm giving you permission to throw a red flag. Watch this. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm going to give you permission to throw a red flag. Was there something I said tonight that you want to challenge? Is there something tonight you need clarity on? Is there some specific question I could give you some wise counsel on in relation to, watch this, bouncing back after a loss? Is there anything that I could help you with? Come on, before I pray you out, before I pray over you tonight, anything? Is there any question, any points of clarity, any pushback? Don't be scared, y'all. Y'all can talk to me. I'm right here. Anything else? I want to thank you all. I want to thank y'all so much for being on with me. I get excited spending time with you and just trying to pour out for how you move from good to great. I want to see everybody succeed, whether you're a minister, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a parent, whether you're married, single. All of this relates to life, right? We're going to have some losses, but you got to figure out how how to ask hard questions, how to confront the brutal facts. That's the only way to move from good to great. You hear me? Thank you, Crystal. Thank y'all so much. Listen, can I pray for you tonight? If this blessed you tonight, I want you to go with me in prayer tonight and just ask God to give you wisdom and practical ways of getting back what the devil stole from you. Father, I thank you tonight for my brothers and sisters that are on who stopped by to figure out how do I confront the brutal facts when I've messed up, when stuff ain't working, when I failed. God, tonight I pray that you help us to figure out how to get it back, how to learn from our mistakes. Father, we need you tonight to help us to learn from our mistakes, to pick up something while we're down here and knowing that it's time to get up and not give up. So, Father, I thank you tonight for the revelation. I thank you for the inspiration that, Father, my brothers and sisters are about to get back up. And Father, I feel it in my spirit that even though the first half of the year has been a little shaky, the second half of the year is getting ready to be where I experience breakthrough, where they experience breakthrough, because you are not through with us. Can somebody type in the comments, God is not through with me yet? God, thank you for a second half, that my second half is going to be better than my first half. Thank you that this second quarter is about to be lit. This second quarter is about to move from red to black. This second quarter, I'm getting back in the game. I'm getting ready to close this deficit and get back in the lead. God, I thank you for a second chance. And Father, thank you for all of those who have sown into this ministry, for those who continue to tithe and sow their seeds of appreciation. God, I could not do it without them. And I pray, Father, that what they sow tonight, that you would give it back to them, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Listen, thank y'all for being on with me tonight. And again, for those who've been sowing, I appreciate y'all so much. I'm telling you, I'm able to continue to stream, to get the equipment that I need to continue to do these Bible studies. I'm able to bless folk with the seeds that you are sowing into this ministry. So thank you. If you want to sow, you can sow to tithe to NDCC Memphis, $NDCC Memphis, or if this teaching ministry, my personal teaching ministry has blessed you, you can sow into that by going to Cash App, $Real Talk SLS, Real Talk SLS. If I said anything to help you and you want to feel led to give, please do so. If not, God bless you. I love you. And freely I have received, freely I give. And let that be a thing between you and God. I'm just glad that you're here tonight. And I'm glad that God's about ready to give it back to you, because watch this. You're moving from good to great. This Sunday, I'm back with a new series, and it's called Boss Lady. It's for my women. May is Women's Month. I got Boss Lady coming up. And this coming Sunday, I'm going to teach a sermon entitled Woman King. Subtitle, is it okay if a woman gets the credit? Men, you're going to get the victory. You're going to benefit for what's about to happen, but are you okay if a woman gets the credit? Watch this. Let me say it another way. Can you, as a husband, respect your wife if she makes more, but still shows up as a soft woman? Can you handle a woman who is a boss, but still knows how to be soft? I'm going to talk about all of that this coming Sunday for Women's Month. And my wife has a women's breakfast. When is that, Tiffany? My wife has a women's breakfast coming up, and she has about 20 spots left. And she's going to be speaking about how to be a boss lady. And she's got a prayer breakfast coming. You do not want to miss that. You can go to Eventbrite and get tickets for that. Tiffany will show you the link in a minute. on how you can go to Eventbrite and get these tickets to be a part of that. But that's what I'm teaching about this weekend. My wife is going to be teaching for the women's prayer breakfast that's coming up. You want to be a part of that. Thank you for that seed, Rosalind. I see you. Thank you so much, Miss Rosalind. Congratulations on your son being drafted into the NFL, your grandson. Oh my God, he's going to the LA Rams. Elias, we're proud of you. God bless you, man. So proud. There it is. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Rosalind, for that seed gift. And thank you for that link, Tiffany. There's how to go to the breakfast. It's right there. We got about 20 tickets left. Ladies, if you want to come be a part of this, my wife is an amazing speaker. She's an amazing woman. I married a boss. She a boss. But I have the last word in my house. I'm the man of the house. I have the last word. Listen, whenever my wife says something to me, I have the last word in my house. Y'all want to hear what I'm trying to teach you? Don't leave me. Listen, whenever my wife tells me to do something in my house, I have the last word. You know what it is? Yes, ma'am. All right. But no, she's gonna be teaching. You want to be a part of that. And then in the morning, what are we doing in the morning? We're praying in the morning. At what time? 6 a.m. 6 a.m. We're praying in the morning, and I want y'all to get up with me so we can get our midweek going. And we're going to be praying together. And we got a lot to pray about. Have I told you lately that I love you? I love you. I love you. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with your boy. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for sowing the seeds. The seeds are coming through. I see them. Thank you for giving on Cash App, $ Real Talk SLS, Real Talk. I couldn't do it without you. So thank you for your generosity. Share this on your stream. Share this right now, right now, right now. Share this on your Facebook page. Share this on your TikTok page. Share this on your YouTube page so that your friends and family can know how to move from good to great. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll see y'all in the morning.